Chairs, if anybody wants to sit. Not a lot of takers. Way to go. Filling up rapidly. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to New York City's newest park, the WNYC Transmitter Park in Greenpoint. Now, 2 years in the making, it was created with New Yorkers in mind and developed with the input of local residents. The park, which, as I'm sure you all know, certainly from the name, was once where WNYC broadcast its AM signal from, and includes a large open lawn, Marty, a nautical-themed children's play area where Marty Markowitz is going to be, pedestrian paths, a restored wetland, and a waterfront esplanade. This is a $12 million project, 1.6 acres that was designed with a focus on interacting with the water itself. And by the end of this year, we'll open the recreation pier, which you see out that way, allowing visitors to walk out over the East River and see the park from the water. The pier will also provide even more incredible views of Manhattan's skyline, including One World Trade Center, the Chrysler Building, and the Empire State Building. And future plans include transforming the old transmitter building into a cafe and public comfort station, making the park an even more attractive destination. Now, since 1990, when WNYC began broadcasting its AM facilities from the Meadowlands, this beautiful and beautifully situated strip of land sat unused. But our administration has made revitalizing old infrastructure and recasting it in new ways that make sense for New Yorkers really a priority of the day. Other examples include the High Line and Brooklyn Bridge Park. The WNYC Transmitter Park is also part of an ongoing effort to convert much of North Brooklyn's shoreline into a network of interconnecting public spaces. And that's a big part of why we worked with the local leaders and community groups to rezone this area back in 2005. Now, New York's waterfront and parklands are vital resources, as we all know, and we're determined to make them more accessible and welcoming to visitors as well as to New Yorkers. Our administration has invested more than $3 billion to maintain our city's 29,000 acres of parkland, while adding over 730 new acres. And under the leadership of our new Parks Commissioner, Veronica White, working with First Deputy Mayor Patty Harris, this important work will continue. Parks are not only areas of rest and recreation, they also enhance area property values and improve quality of life, which in turn helps to attract newcomers who help grow our economy. Especially in tough economic times, we know how important it is to keep investing in the things that make New York a great place to live, to work, and to visit. Transmitter Park is a great addition to the Greenpoint community, and from everything I've heard, it's a very welcome addition as well. So on that note, let me turn things over to the city's new Parks Commissioner, Veronica White. Veronica?
Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome to Transmitter Park, a great example of Mayor Bloomberg's commitment to opening up the water to all New Yorkers. This park is a great step. I was out here for the first time last week, and there were so many families out here enjoying the view out there, the water, and the green space, and a chance to play with their children, with their dogs, etc. It's a beautiful, beautiful day here, and I'd be remiss if I didn't thank, first of all, my fellow colleague in government, Seth Pinsky, and all of EDC for the work that they did with us in building this park and getting it off the ground. So, round of applause for EDC, thank you. And of course, all of our parks get built not only with our money from the mayor's office, with Mayor Bloomberg's commitment and the capital plan, but in addition, with the assistance of those such as Borough President Marty Markowitz and Council Member Steve Levin. We need the help of all public officials in contributing their resources as well and dedicating their resources to help us to continue these kinds of parks. So thank you all very, very much and welcome.
Veronica, thank you. The New York City Economic Development Corporation oversaw the redevelopment of this new park, and I'd like to invite the man who led that work, EDC President Seth Pinsky, to share a few words. Seth?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We are really excited about this beautiful new park, and we are proud that EDC was able to play a role in bringing it to fruition. The park is part of the mayor's larger waterfront vision, which involves the creation of new open spaces across all 5 boroughs, giving residents of the city access to this great natural resource that we have here, our 6th borough. It involves the creation of new residential areas, including some of our largest affordable housing projects. And just as importantly, it involves commercial development, preserving and expanding waterfront employment and encouraging the growth of waterborne transportation of goods and people for efficiency and sustainability. So I look forward to many more announcements in the future and to having the chance as a Brooklyn resident to take advantage of this incredible park. And before concluding, let me just thank a couple of people who helped us in making this park a reality. Of course, the mayor, thank you for your vision and your leadership. Deputy Mayor Harris, Parks Commissioner White, Borough President Markowitz, Councilmember Levin, New York's NYC Public Radio President Laura Walker, and the dedicated team in EDC's Capital Division, including David Kane, Brian Larson, and Greg Clancy. Thank you very much, and good luck to everyone.
Seth, thank you. And Borough President Marty Markowitz has always said that the world comes to Brooklyn. And as we continue to open up more of the borough's amazing waterfront, I think that is even more true. Marty, you want to say a few words?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. I must tell you, the things that are happening in Brooklyn and in Williamsburg, Greenpoint, it's not your grandpa's Williamsburg, Greenpoint. That's all I could tell you. Spending the weekend here, this weekend, you just wouldn't believe, Mayor, the unbelievable energy and the excitement that's occurring here. And just a few short blocks away, right this moment, at Brooklyn Beer, several hundred distributors of beer across America and the world convening. And when I spoke, they all stood and applauded about Brooklyn and New York. And just so exciting. No, I didn't bring it. They didn't offer any either. So, and these days you can't ask anymore. You understand. Anyway, so let me commend, if I may, Mayor Michael Bloomberg. Congratulations once again, and your great administration. And the real boss of the administration is right here. Her name is Patty Harris. So I salute our first deputy mayor, the real boss here. So thank you. No. That's for sure. Of course, the mayor, whenever he wants to name the best commissioners, they either have to be a Brooklynite or at least were born and raised in Brooklyn. And Veronica White, although you live in the outer borough of Manhattan, nonetheless, her parents still live in Brooklyn, and she has Brooklyn DNA. Congratulations to you. I know you're going to do great, great work. And you can't not do great work with Marty Marr and our great Commissioner Kevin Jeffrey. I wish you the best. I know you're going to do the best is yet to come for Brooklyn and for New York. Seth Pinsky, Mayor, Brooklynite. He does great work. Really, you are really under your leadership. EDC has accomplished so many great things here in Brooklyn, and part of that we'll see very, very soon as we celebrate the Brooklyn Nets versus the Manhattan Knicks. I can't wait. And this beautiful new transmitter park, Laura Walker, we tried very hard to get WNYC to relocate to Brooklyn. We pitched, so I'm still putting it out there. Should you revisit that issue, we've got open arms for you. You understand that. But I certainly want to congratulate you. Now, Brooklyn already has the most beautiful waterfront park, and Jerry Esposito here from our community board, and all the community board members also need to be thanked. Really, they work very hard in this neighborhood, the Brooklyn Bridge Park. But as Brooklynites, we don't rest on our laurels, which is why I'm thrilled to be here for the grand opening of another beautiful waterfront treasure on the East River. Thanks to Transmitter Park, which takes advantage of the beautiful Brooklyn waterfront. Now even more Brooklynites will be able to enjoy the fact that we are almost completely surrounded by water. I must tell you, Mayor, when I was a boy, waterfront accessibility was zero. And the only water we knew was Coney Island, of course, the man-made lake in Prospect Park, and the open hydrants. I'm happy to say that we have come a long way since those days. This will be featuring stunning views of the outer borough of Manhattan and a playground for children. There's no doubt that visitors will be rushing to Brooklyn's hottest new park, and soon visitors will be able to stroll along the pier or take in a view of some of the prime rooftop seats above the cafe. Not only that, the park honors Brooklyn's rich history along with WNYC. I know that that we know today, after all, here in Brooklyn, they never tell us we're soft-spoken, and we definitely don't have any trouble being heard loud and clear. So it's good to have the station here, and it's good this is named Transmitter Park. And finally, Mayor, if I may, to you and to all, we all need as many good years that we're blessed to enjoy. May I wish you a Shana Tova, a happy and healthy New Year to all. Thank you, Mayor.
And Shana Tova to you, too. City Council, like in everything we do in this city, has been a great partner in helping to bring this a new park to this city, to this community, and I'd like to invite Council Member Steve Levin, who represents this district, to share a few words. Steve.
Thank you, Mayor. Oh, thank you very much, Mayor. I want to thank President Pinsky, Commissioner White, Deputy Mayor Harris, Borough Commissioner Jeffrey, and everybody at EDC and Parks. I want to thank the Community Board, Jerry Esposito, and Chris Olahowski, the chair. And I want to thank all of the Greenpoint residents who have fought so hard to have this this day. Laura, thank you all of your help at NYC. This is something that I think is really a great day for Mayor Bloomberg and his administration, because what this represents here today, what we have here today, is fulfilling that vision that was created during the rezoning in 2005, the 197A plan that the community brought together in the early part of your administration, and the hallmark of that was access to the waterfront, having public access to the waterfront, allowing the community to reclaim this historic waterfront, these great views, and to take part in the rich history that our harbor represents. And I can't acknowledge enough the hard work that went into making this day happen. It's not easy to rebuild the bulkhead and to deal with all the environmental issues that can arise when you're doing waterfront redevelopment. But EDC took this job and did it remarkably well, with great support from the Parks Department and the entire administration. So, Mayor, I do want to congratulate you. A couple of folks I want to just acknowledge in the community. Stephanie Thayer is here, I see, and I don't see Barbara Vitale, but she was a strong proponent of this park and this endeavor for many years. And this is a great day for the community, a great day for this administration, a great day for the city of New York. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Steve, thank you. For more than 50 years, this space was the home of New York's Public Radio's AM broadcasting operation, and that makes it part of WNYC's rich history of public service to our city. And I'd like to invite the president and CEO of New York Public Radio, Laura Walker, to share a few words. Laura?
Thank you so much, Mayor Bloomberg and Deputy Mayor Patty Harris, Commissioner White, President Pinsky, and City Council Member Steve Levin. Thank you so much for asking me to take part in these festivities. It's and of course Marty Markowitz, and I am one of your residents as well. Thank you so much for asking me to take part in these festivities. This location has both a kind of a personal significance as well as a professional significance. My grandmother actually grew up one block away on Kent Street. She was born here and spent her first 8 years on Kent Street. My great-grandfather was a pharmacist, and Marty, you're right, it is not our grandparents' Brooklyn, but my kids think that Greenpoint is the coolest place in the world. So I am thrilled that my kids can now enjoy this place that represents a part of my grandmother's youth. And back then, this was actually a vibrant port. It was an active ferry slip in 1892, connecting Greenpoint to the world and beyond. For New York Public Radio also, the opening obviously has a lot of significance and brings great pride. You see, this place is deeply connected to New York City's rich history of service to the city. I'm reminded of this connection every day because at WNYC, if you're ever a guest in our, which I know probably all of you here have been, if you're ever a guest on the Brian Lehrer Show or Leonard Lopez Show, you sit in the green room beforehand. And in the green room, there's a wonderful painting of this transmitter site that was done by architect Alan Gordon Lorimar. And then we also have another painting up on our 9th floor. So in commemoration of today's festivities, we actually have put these paintings up on our website, so you can go to the website and see them, wnyc.org. So when Mayor LaGuardia came into office in 1934, WNYC was just 10 years old. It was broadcasting, was transmitting from the 25th floor of the municipal building in downtown Manhattan. The mayor himself described WNYC as, quote, dilapidated physically and morally, he said. The signal was very spotty, and well, that's not really what you want to be known for if you're a radio station, so Mayor LaGuardia set out to do something about that. With the help of a $30,000 grant from the WPA, and the allocation of this land by the city, plans to build a state-of-the-art radio transmission center took shape. So when it opened in 1937, the building displayed large WNYC letters facing that way and also facing the water. There were two 304-foot towers, one on either side. There were two of them. They were built and modeled after the Eiffel Tower. And you can see that in these paintings, that there were these two very large transmitter towers. And it also had state-of-the-art micro-ray technology. And the only other place, Mayor LaGuardia said in the dedication ceremonies, he was very proud that the only other place that this technology existed was at the Vatican. So I'm joined here today by our New York Public Radio's archivist, Andy Lancet, who is here. And Andy, if anyone knows Andy, you know that Andy can find anything. And so he dug up some blueprints, which are over on that easel over there, of this building from 1936, and they're beautiful. He also found audio recordings of the dedication ceremony in 1937 when the transmitter site first opened. It's pretty cool. And Mayor Bloomberg, I want to present you with a CD of, it's Mayor LaGuardia and Commissioner Crackey at these ceremonies, and it's really wonderful to hear their voices. And you too can hear that on our website. So this was a big deal for WNYC back then. You can imagine, 10 years, nobody really could hear, or it was very hard to hear the signal. And what Mayor LaGuardia said in the dedication ceremonies was that WNYC was our station. It was New York station, our own station. And when New Yorkers after that needed news or companionship, we were there, and we're still there today. And we still consider ourselves to be New York's own station. You've probably heard the spots on WNYC voiced by Stanley Tucci on our air that say, WNYC, never turn it off. Well, the AM transmitter here helped us turn it on, and it was used until 1990. Today, we're an independent organization. We transmit our AM signal from, as the mayor said, from the Meadowlands, and the FM signal, until 11 years ago tomorrow, was on the World Trade Center, and now is on the Empire State Building. But the internet is really kind of our AM transmitter of today, our kind of green point of today, because it really enables us to reach beyond the physical borders. And with the internet and the transmitters and national radio broadcast, more than 11.5 million people access our programming each month. And today we're WNYC, WQXR, New Jersey Public Radio, and the Jerome L. Green Performance Space. The fact that our city took the time and effort to restore WNYC Transmitter Park and has offered it back to the public is, to me, an elegant and fitting proposition. Its legacy of public service lives on. So thank you, Mayor. Thank you, all of you, for restoring this very special place of New York history. And thank you for giving it back to New Yorkers to enjoy.
Laura, thank you. Deputy Mayor Bob Steele couldn't be with us today, but he deserves a lot of credit for this achievement, and as Deputy Mayor for Economic Development, he has been behind a lot of the projects that are going to make New York an even more dynamic place to live, work, and visit in the coming years. And now we are going to cut a ribbon